And we are back with more Shapers.io. This time I'm going to only record things when I have made progress. I'm not going to record much on camera. So, magenta circles, let me figure this out. Go. So I have blue here, red here, and I'm going to try and come up with a design that will allow me to get all the outputs over to the side here. And then all I'll have to do is make a red line coming down the side and a blue line coming down this side, like so. If we have it like this, we have red lines coming down, as I was saying, blue lines coming down, and all the outputs will just swing to the left and off over this way. So I'm just going to extend this down by a little bit. So here we have all of the magenta coming in the line, and we will just add some circles and join them all together. We're going to make the design kind of like so, where we have the pink coming in from this side, sorry, magenta. I don't know what it's actually called. I'm calling it magenta for the sake of it. And then we're going to have the circles coming in from this side like so. That'll just come into the right like that, and then that'll come straight down. So let me finish this off. Okay, so we have all of these magenta circles coming in now. We haven't finished these off. If I finish them off, now all we have to do is drag this line to the finish, wherever that is. It's over here somewhere. Let's have a look. Let's bring it down alongside our blue. And we have one spare little spot. Just sneak them in there, and we should be getting plenty of these now. Is it fully compacted? Not quite. What are we limited by? We're getting enough magenta for this, so I'm just going to expand this by a bunch. So let's do that. I've actually just noticed, instead of expanding it, I could just upgrade the mixing and painting, and these should be 3 times as fast. And so now I would imagine that we're going to be throttled by this. Although it looks like... Nope, that's it. We're fully compressed. So that's a fully compressed belt. If we want any more speed, we need to upgrade the belts or just duplicate this to have like 2 of these machines. So let's have a look at the home base. We are getting these in very quickly. It should be fully compressed in a short moment, and we'll look towards the upgrades, and maybe we'll try get to one of these. Will we start working towards this? I don't think we will yet. We want to see what what the next objective is going to be. So I'm going to be right back with that. And we are about to hit the upgrade, and there we go. So now we are working towards this. So I've unlocked a compact variant of the balancer, accepts 2 inputs. Okay, so I presume that's just with T? Yes, it is. So we can put 2 in from the side rather than having it have to be coming in next to each other. So that's like a merger. Yeah, they both just merge together. Okay, cool. So we need these boys in blue, so I don't think this will be much of a challenge. This is going to be very simple. We'll put them all together, and then it's just going to be a huge array of painters, isn't it? Painting here, and we want to put it so that the paint is coming along, I think that way. Well, if we put it that way, it makes more sense because we've got the shapes coming from the bottom side, so let's do that. So here we have almost an exact replica of what we built before, except it's just coming in, like it's just turned on its side 90 degrees. All we need now is to finish this line off, merge them all together, and draw a line across here, and we have a full line of these coming in. We need to find a spot in the hub. I didn't know what it was called in the last episode, but when you zoom out it says hub, so I am calling it the hub. I'm thinking this can all just go. We can just get rid of all this for now. If we need more squares, we can get more squares. Just notice as well, I'm bringing in the wrong colour. So that's unfortunate. It needs to be light blue, which is blue and green. So this is just wrong. So I'm gotta combine this green together and then bring it into this line. So let me fix that. And we now have production for this light blue color. So we can bring this back around here. And if we just plug this in to this machine, I can't remember which side it goes. I think it can just go in there. That should color all of these shapes. And yes, it is. Let's just make sure that that belt is going to be fully compressed. No, getting a gap every now and again, and I can't tell why that is, because we've got a full line of these coming in and a full line of these No, we don't have a full line of these, so that is the issue. We're actually not getting enough of these things, so we can add a couple more to that simply by joining these together, and that should give us a full line of these, and that should then give us a fully compressed belt, which it looks like we are still not getting. We are getting it. Yeah, fully compressed belt. Brilliant. So the issue for these was that we weren't getting enough red and blue dye to fully compress this belt. So I've added 4 more up the top here and up the top here. So hopefully that should give us a few more. Oh, excuse me, I had to sneeze. That should give us a few more of these purples coming through, magentas, whatever you want to call it. And then it should give us a little bit more speed on these. So there we are. We have unlocked the combiner. Both inputs are combined, and if they can be put next to each other, they will be fused. If not, the right input is stacked on top of the left input. Now that's interesting. I don't understand what that means. Stacks both items if they cannot be merged to right item. Okay, let me try figure out what this is, and I'll try explain it to you guys. Okay, so I've run a small experiment. I've just placed one over here. That one there. And it's quite slow. So the speed, it says, is 0.33 items per second. So if we had, like this is 16 items per second. So we'd need, I don't know how many of them. But we can essentially double pack a belt, which is kind of cool, actually. That means that we could double the inputs coming into here. Or let's say we made 2 of these magenta circle factories. We could combine with a bunch of these combiners or stackers. We could put a load of them together and double press this belt to travel a long distance, which is cool. And it looks like we're actually going to need it for the next objective. So we've got to work to, and that will unlock a chaining extractor. Don't know what that is. Let's find somewhere to start building this. So for the painters, we're going to make almost the exact same thing as we did before. And because these take 1.2 and the others and the belts take 8, I'm going to need 7 of these to get a full throughput of green and blue, to get a full throughput of the cyan color. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll put this together. Okay, so we have all these put together, and that'll give us a full belt. So now we need to take these shapes, bring them down, and these are going to need the speed of the painters is 1 item per second, and the speed of the belts is 8. So 8 painters should give us a full line of them. So let me work and make that. I've actually found a use here for the merger, so you can just place these along the outputs of that, and if I run all them, that should give me a full line of these shapes. So now what else are we going to need? Green circles, I think. Yes, we're going to need green circles. So let's work on that. Here's some green and here's some circles. So let's pull them together, put them together, bring them over, and we'll have to start chopping them in half then. Before I do that though, I was just looking at the speed of the cutters. 0.5 items, these are really slow. And the same with the merger, or the stacker, is 0.33. So we gotta really upgrade these things. To upgrade them, we just need these shapes. So what I'm gonna do is for the time being, I'm just gonna hijack this line here. We'll just bang, knock that out. So because all the blue is out, we'll just use up all of these shapes and start adding towards this count, and hopefully that'll just make this machine down here that little bit quicker. Anyway, green circles, as I was saying. I found another use for the merger. I can just make a whole line of these, and that'll fully compact this belt. And we have our green circles. Simply by adding in these, we got green circles now. We can also upgrade this to 2 times speed, and we've got these coming in already, so that's a good thing. So once they're done, and we've already got plenty of them, we'll actually double the speed of these again. So I'm gonna make this machine as if the ratios are for this already having been at tier 3, and in fact very nearly at tier 4 for the belts. So I have just noticed that both the painter and the cutter are both 1 item per second, so I can actually just put these directly like that, and because this doubles the output, we can have the... we're going to need to rotate them as they come out of this. So you'll notice what I've done here is along the very middle here, I've split it in half, because when it goes through the cutter, it actually doubles the amount of space it takes on belts, because there's 2, like we were getting 1 row of full circles, that should be 2 rows of half circles. So that's what I'm going to do that's what I'm doing up here, and then I'm going to have to do that down here. I'll do the exact same thing down here as well. So we have our 2 rows of each colour. I'm going to upgrade this and upgrade that. And we're actually going to need these for upgrading it again. But yeah, now the merger should be, or the stacker, I keep calling it the merger, it's not the merger. It's fast enough now so that we don't need a ridiculous amount of them. So let's figure out what to do with this sort of arrangement. So some sort of arrangement like this should do for exactly 1/2 of these shapes, and if I just make another one of these facing into itself again, we can actually be producing 2 full belts of this material. Well, it won't be full belts because I've actually just upgraded the belts, so it would be 2 of the full belt of what the previous belt speed was. Okay, so now if I plug the blue in and I plug the green into here, you can see we got the green coming in on the right side, the blue coming in on the left side of that, and we'll be getting 2 full lines of this stuff. So now we just got to bring all this back up to the hub, and we'll call the video there. It's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys are enjoying this game, because I find it so much fun. I think it's fantastic, and it just simple rules, complicated decisions. That's what makes a great game. Anyway guys, thank you for watching episode 3 of Shapes.io, or is it Shape As? Who knows? Thank you, bye.